So now that you have your grid created, you're going to start a new topic, which is the question that you post. So go ahead and click on your grid name to open it up. So remember, your grid is like your classroom. So Flipgrid has already included like an intro topic. You can delete that if you want to. You just click on actions and then there will be a drop down where you just hit delete grid or delete topic, excuse me. And then to start a new topic, you just click new topic and then it'll go into the settings. So we're going to go through each section one by one. So you'll want to make a title to your topic that is specific to the question. So I'm going to do one called Reader's Response. And you can set the time anywhere from 15 seconds to 5 minutes. I find that my 5th and 6th graders usually can say what they need to in about a minute. In the topic description is where you type out the question. Describe the book you read today during silent reading. Tell me about the main character and the important plot points. So students will see this topic description side by side with their recording window. So they'll be able to look at this question as they are answering the question. Section 2 is on privacy. I usually turn off response moderation because I don't want to have to okay every response before it's made visible to all students. Again, you can collect email responses. It'll be easy for the feed to return the feedback through email if you have it collected. For the topic status, it can be either active, frozen, or inactive. So active means that it's open and students can post. Frozen means that students had an opportunity to post, but now it's closed. So students can see the videos in there, but they cannot add any new postings. And inactive means it's not even visible or available to students. If you are going to freeze it, you can set up ahead of time when you want it to close out. So if you know that you're going to finish this unit in 2 weeks and you don't need students to add any more responses after 2 weeks, then you can go ahead and click on that. A calendar comes up and you can set when you want it to close or freeze out. When you ask your question, you can add a topic resource. So like for kindergarten students, if you typed a question, they probably couldn't read it, especially at the beginning of the year. So you might want to ask the question via a recorded video. So you can record yourself asking the question and then the students respond with their videos to what you say in your video. So you can also upload a pre-existing video. You can add a video from YouTube or Vimeo. You can upload an image, add a GIF, or an emoji. You can also add a website. So they call it an attachment, but you just put the URL in here and then you'll want to title the website like NASA's latest launch or something like that. For the response features, this is kind of the stuff that students are able to do once they finish their recording. They can include a cover picture, and on top of their cover picture they can add stickers and drawings. For higher ed, you might want to do none instead, that way it's not so kiddish. Also, responses can be replied to via video. So when a student, for example, in this reader's response, if a student talks about their book, another student can reply to that student and say, hey, I've read that book too. My favorite part was blah, blah, blah. And then their response will show up in like a mini grid that originates from the first student's response to the question. You can also have students respond with either emojis or like a thumbs up, sort of like Facebook style reactions. The response link talks about who can see it. So if it's public, then everyone can see it. You can also do it private, so only the teacher can see the responses. So this, like if you were doing it like a test or something and you don't want the students to see each other's answers, you would use private. The website can also count the number of views for each video, so if you want to turn that off, I've found that my students like to see how many views they've gotten on their responses, but sometimes they can get out of hand because they get competitive with that. and also a title. So the students for this one would probably title it, the name of the book that they're reading, but if it's going to be all the same, then you don't really need to have a response title. For Section 7 feedback, we'll touch on that in the next video. So once you're done with all the settings for this specific topic, you click on Create Topic, and then it will remind you that your grid code, which is, remember, the classroom, is going to be the first link here. And then the website or the URL for your specific topic is going to be this one here. So when you are copying your grid URL to share with your students, you'll want to copy the topic. Otherwise, if you send them here, they'll see the whole list of all the topics that you have submitted to the grid, and it's just more direct to use this one. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. That way I can add it to the LMS or distribute it however you want to.